Okay, so now bringing up the sheriff's department and working in law enforcement, how is it the situation for a black man working in law enforcement? What are some of the things that he or she may be subject to on both sides? It's really tricky, especially right now with the way everything is. There's a really negative hot light on all law enforcement. But then, if you're sitting in here, and you are a Hispanic or you're a black male or female, and you're in law enforcement, are you torn between two places? And then also, you're in the streets where you come from, and they know you from whatever area you're from, and they see you got your uniform on, and they're looking like, wait a minute, man, 5-0. And at the same time, this is what you're passionate about, and you want to serve your community. What are some of the things? Because I feel like that's a hidden area that a lot of people don't really talk about. Because it may not affect you. Right. But when you're that person, it's like, man, there's no voice for us. There's nothing here for us. I fit both here. What do I do?
I'm glad you asked that, because number one, this also even revealing our purpose, which is another thing. Before I forget, make sure when we go to bed, make sure that we go to bed with a pen and paper beside us. Sometimes we have to write. Sometimes even we have to record ourselves when we first wake up. Right. Because God may be speaking to us while we sleep to let us know a purpose and plan. So even with that, being on both sides, being a black man in law enforcement in this climate, one of the things I realize right now, if we go to, not all, but when we go to some white neighborhoods, they don't see the uniform. They see my black face. But when I go to some of my black neighborhoods, they don't see my black face. They see my uniform. They see your uniform. So right now, a lot of them, they say, oh man, I've had some white people to come to me, hey, appreciate your service, blah, blah, blah. Being honest with you, a lot of times I get more love from my white community than my black community. Right. And it was even before this situation that we're facing right now, but the main thing, what I tell the black people who may look down upon me because I work in law enforcement, oh man, you got that clue suit on. They say that you got that clue suit on. Well, number one, I need this uniform on. And the reason why is because number one, it's helping me to see behind the scenes. I may not have been in jail, so to speak, but I'm behind the scenes to see not just what's going on behind the jail, but now I could be an influence for change. A lot of times it's just like some people that may say, well, you don't understand, or I wouldn't work for no law enforcement. I wouldn't work no law enforcement or whatever like that, But on the other hand, how are you going to bring change? You don't bring change from the outside. You bring change from within. Also, years ago, I was doing a visitation at the West Tower. And it was packed, and this lady came up to me and said, how you gonna work up here, and you're supposed to be a black man, you're supposed to be a man of God and all that stuff, you just a bad example. She didn't know me. And I ain't gonna lie, I thank God she caught me when I was not cursing. And right before I was getting ready to say something, it was like God spoke and said, ma'am, who would you rather have to go watch your son? Someone that would at least be an influence and encouragement to him, or someone that would beat the mess out of him? Right. And when I said that to her, it was like everything just got quiet.
She didn't have an argument for that.
Right. Yeah. And so us as men, me being a black man, I have to tell my black people, first and foremost, you're needed in law enforcement. You're needed. Don't run from it. You're needed in law enforcement. This is your birthright. Regardless of, what happened in the past, anything like that, we are born free. Our ancestors have went through a great deal for us to even be able to enjoy a day's worth of freedom that we're experiencing right now. Right. And don't allow your ancestors, my ancestors, death to be in vain. So as a black man in law enforcement, not only am I seeing the opportunity to be aware of what's going on behind closed doors. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been there. Matter of fact, this coming January, it'll be 27 years. Wow. I even have seen I'll just say it. I've been mistreated, not just by some black staff, but even some white staff. You know, I've had some because of the position that I have. The first thing they see, a young black man, he got that position. Oh, well, he ain't no good, or he must be stealing some of the product. I've been accused of so many things. But the thing was, I had to learn, don't respond to their foolishness.